Hello, everyone. Today, our team is going to talk about the future of art and what we think it's going to be later on. And we're going to put an example about that is going to be Mitski's song Liquid Smooth. Our team is made by Isela Pogoy, Josselyn Sánchez, Fabián Escamilla, and me, Sebastian Valdez. So first off is Fabián Escamilla. He's going to tell us about what his thoughts about the song.
Yeah. The first verse says, "I'm beautiful, I know, because it's the season. But what am I to do with all this beauty? Biology. I'm an organism. I'm chemical. That's all. That is all." In this verse, Mitski talks about like how society views beauty, and he refers to
Oh yeah.
she refers to herself as being in the season, which means that she is beautiful and pretty, and that she fits inside the standards. Uh, At the same time, she talks about how beauty is not timeless and therefore the season will someday end. She also makes us think and reflect about what purpose does beauty really serve and what does beauty really mean, since it is always changing. In the line biology, I'm an organism, I'm chemical, that's all, that is all. She refers to how the patriarchal society in which we live in views women as products or objects with an expiration date that will eventually lose their worth as they age. And how beauty is something biological which we have no control over, even though many people's worth and success is measured based on their physical appearance.
Okay, well, I'm gonna talk about the chorus of the song, and it basically talks about the beauty standards in young women. Lyrics like "I'm in my prime," I'm at my highest peak," "I'm right," suggest that she's talking about how women in the early 20s are seen as more desirable, and it also talks about like how society urges women to place their worth on their youth and beauty, and how their beauty is going to will define them as a person, but eventually beauty will have lost its meaning as you get older. And it also talks about how when they're near their time, which tends to be at like 18 to 21 years old, and how they want to be taken and loved by a man before they rot, because after that age, they will be seen as unlovable.
Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about the second verse, and it says, "Or at least take my picture, kusori yukumani." Um, and I'm pushing my blood is red and I'm afraid of living beginning to end. So, or at least take my picture. It talks about a little bit of what Fabi already told us, that women feel like in their 20s is their peak point when there's like a lot of beauty. So it talks about like at least take my picture so I have this memory. And then kusuru yukumani means like a flower that blooms but then falls apart, which means the peak point and then the falling point. So sometimes it talks about of this anxiety of just wanting to freezing time, which goes a lot about like the marketing about things, and like how society makes us feel like we need all these creams and we need diets and we need like pretty clothes and makeup and all those stuff, which is not true, but it still has that pressure. And it says, "My blood is red and I'm afraid of living beginning to end." So it talks about like how in us, like even though there's about something in us that wants to live and not be scared and everything, the pressure and all the fear of not only society but the people around us affect us in a such deep way, and not only, and it goes to our head. So we're becoming like our own enemies within only the beauty industry.
Okay. So now I'm gonna talk about my part of the song to analyze, which is the bridge. So the song says, "How I feel this river rushing through my veins," which I interpret as the insecurities entering one's body and then like circling in a rough way and like in the startling way where you're not comfortable. And then in the second line it says, "With nowhere else to go, it circles round." And with that I get like the insecurity just staying in the body and then circling like all these negative thoughts, just like thinking them over and over again, and where it literally doesn't it benefit us, and then it just like makes us our self-esteem go low, and maybe we can even have health problems in the future. Okay, so that's about it of the of the song. Now we're gonna talk about the future of art and how we think this song affects the future of art and the future of music in general. Okay, so first off is Isela.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm gonna give a bit about like who is Mitski. Mitski is a Japanese-American singer-songwriter who self-released her first two albums called Lush, where Liquid Smooth is a part of, and retired from sad new business and career. And her most popular album being Be the Cowboy, which was her first album to chart on the Billboard 200. And Mitski's impact in the music industry is the way Mitski will impact the music industry is that she will have challenged an industry where women, especially women of color, are mocked and fetishized by other various artists, and where they're put down and are still very visible in the industry. Her songs have also reached many people's heart with her own experiences where many people can relate to. One of her most popular example being her song from her album Puberty 2 called Your Best American Girl, where it basically talks about how women of color can't reach that all-American girl standard and they will be ostracized and hate if they decide to go against two standards. The main meaning of the song is how she can't make a relationship with a white man because their cultural differences are too big, and she, as a woman of color, will never reach those standards people have for women that most of the time are very like Eurocentric features. And this song has also been described as a song that will define the decade.
Okay.
So I want to talk about like how music it's considered art. We have come to like a conclusion that art it's art because it makes you feel something, whether that's something good or bad. And the thing I love about music is that not only the words make you reflect, because some people don't even listen really to words, but how even Mitski is able to give us something within only her voice without words and all the music behind it. Because even if you don't know the context that Isela has just told us, which is like super cool and super important, it makes you feel something and go into like this bubble of just emotions. And I really think that just makes it even more art about it. And we were talking a lot about this song, about how aesthetics and the beauty within women and everything. And I think we can even that like interline it like with art, like is it the aesthetic that matters, or is it like the challenge that he wants to make, or like the message that he wants to send. So I think there's a lot of things to connect with it, of the art that we know and why this song can be art and it has so much within it.
Okay, thank you very much, Josie. So what I think about this song and the way it's gonna affect the future of music and art in general is about the subject that it touches, because most of the songs right now they're mostly about love and like breaking up and those kind of stuff. And now with these kind of songs, which has a little more relatable subjects, and in this case to like women of like 18, 20 years. So that's why I think that songs in the future are going to be like about more relatable stuff, and not only just love, but like emotional problems or stuff that could happen to anyone. And finally, Fabián Escamilla is going to talk about his perception of the song impacting the future of art.
I think the song will mostly impact like how people perceive the music, since not only does it connect in a way with words, it connects more emotionally with people. Also, taking in the fact that many Mitski songs have been popularized through TikTok and through social media, I think that will be a very good impulse for Mitski's music, and that will make them more popular in the future.
Okay, so that is it. Our video is finished. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next time.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Nikki. I love you. Got that a big rocket launcher.